of course. Lebitso la ka ke nna Karabo Khobe. I'm hosting an event mo Opium, as you can see. The event is about hosting and honoring the queens. The reason why I decided to say I'm honoring the queens, I discovered that as women, we need to give ourselves recognition, and we must also give ourselves support, pat ourselves on the shoulders to say we are who we are, own and wear those crowns and own them with pride and dignity, of course.
Ke Nantombi, ke tswa ke le Mamelodi. Gore ke tle mo this event ke gore I just want to learn more about being a queen. Because today they like teng, okay? And you can see the crown.
Today I'm seeing queens that you are. What African queens? Indian queens. Queens in every way, and those crowns are so befitting. So befitting on each and every head. But as beautiful as you are, I'd like to say, through all the wins that we go through, you know, we have a saying, I hope today, if Allah honam, rarula, rarula, and then we start all over. We claim our place, which is the queen. Which is queens that we are. But with those words, I welcome you. I welcome you. I know we don't know each other. We'll get a chance for each and every one of us. I introduce it, but we are going to have a special introduction to our special guest. I'm sure most of you heard our guest. Our guest. Although one of our queen is not feeling well, we are with her and we are just happy that she made it. She made it. It wasn't easy. We saw her limping in a queenish way that she did. But we are happy. We are happy to have her. I can.
Everything agency says it all. The picture and the outcome. Each and every single one of you like honor. As you walk, going our different journeys. La tsamaya le misitse ditlhoko le mahe as you motsamaisa tiro ga pula tiro ya gage gore a pula tiro o tlhalositse everything. She actually explained the purpose of this event. Thapelo yona ke amen phethagetse. Since the first day, it this idea for this event. Se ke squadileng. Ke bona se di useless. Ke bona se di useless. I am so nervous. Because you look gorgeous. You know, you are the lady of the moment. I am not. I'm not the lady of the moment. All of you seated here, it is your moment today.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Before the words in, I want to start by bowing down to you, all of you. I'm emotionally put to Amaka. I get to leka to hold back my tears. I get more to a whole laugh like what you want. Ke la ge ke tlile botlhoko le hona botlhoko bola bo deep tse dintse ke no lebella ka feta ke phela spantsolanyana sometimes. And today ke tsatsi la lehabo. You know, this is a day in the Quran. This is not my appointment. This is appointment ya Modimo. And I feel so much that this day Modimo o letsitse ke sentsene ke le ka mogare ga mpa ya motswadi. The very first day that I was conceived, Modimo knew that I'll be seated. So the purpose of this event, let us get together as women, pray, meditate, share, inspire, praise, honor, love, respect, empower, give each other recognition, laugh, cry, become vulnerable. Creating a safe, intimate environment where we can share without limitations and judgments from one another, but in the midst or presence of our Creator. Modimo wa tsapalelweng ke se. I strongly believe as women we need to find ourselves, truly know ourselves, more especially from within. Connect with our inner souls. Remember, we are not made from the soil or dust, but we are made from His rib, from His bones. We are truly special without a doubt. We are the queens of this universe. And it is high time we take our position and wear those crowns. I intentionally bought different crowns because they represent our own unique personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. Yes, weaknesses, because none of us here are perfect. However, striving to become better versions of ourselves. Let's walk boldly with dignity and with the most respectable pride. However, I need to emphasize this. We firstly need to find ourselves. I want to challenge all of you, my royal, your highnesses, my queens. What do you think that queen deserves? It is often said that as a woman, you must have standards. What are our standards as queens? In order for us to put our standards out there, is it not best and better that we know who we are first? Let us dig deep and find that beautiful queen hidden in our inner selves. Let us grow mentally, intellectually, most importantly, spiritually. We need clear guidance and direction from God. We need clear guidance, as I was saying, and direction from God because He is our Creator. He entrusted us with so much. We need to trust Him to lead us. We were needed in the Garden of Eden. There's no castle without a queen. When we know who we are, we would know our roles responsibilities in our families and society at large. The universe has no direction without us as women. Let us identify our strengths and capitalize on them, use them as our weapons. Some of you are highly educated, skilled, intelligent, and beautiful in your own right. Let us identify our weaknesses to strengthen our power. Those weaknesses make us become better versions of ourselves. Our wrongs give us an opportunity to do right, but only if we accept those wrongs. As we go through different journeys and experiences in our lives, let's not forget who we are. We are queens who runs the world. When you run the world, you are a planner, a strategist, a manager, an analyst. We are blessed with God-given qualities that men can't even compete with. Because God knew the roles we must play. When we know who we are, self-doubt, second-guessing, confusions are no more. We become content. We are able to bring love, peace, guidance, care, advice, and direction. We have all the capabilities and capacities. This counts. You own them. You are queens. Let us walk. Queen Sarah said, I'm happy to join the journey. You made me realize that this is not the end. It's a journey. So I'm saying, my beautiful queens, let us walk together in this journey and let us spread it to other queens out there, because we run the world.
Through that journey, you know, I've seen her grow. I've seen layers of her. I've seen her shatter, you know, cry. Uluzite mama just last year. So you can tell what I've seen steps high, and through all the steps that she went through, another powerful person, another character from Yena, Neta Hella. She never had it, and I was like, no, who's this? But let me tell you one thing. Recently, I was even having a call with one of our colleagues, Are Mapula, Karabo Chinchi. I enjoy her so much right now. I know Neknalo Muzar, give me share 10 years. I see. But now Garushan Naga 10 years. Now Garushan Naga 10 years. So she is so powerful, both personally, spiritually, mentally. I guess like she tells us, well, let us know who we are. She found herself and she's standing tall within that. And I'm proud to have her. She's not just a friend now, she's a sister. Anything it's a halangas day. Everybody does you know, that's the kind of person she is. And her life in how we change. To those of you who got to know her today, know that you've gained a family member. Automatically, she's that kind of person. And then she can read you. She knows how to step with you. And I'm like, about love. Oh, Tama, oh, Maya, you know? She's that kind of person. Only touch about her one by one differently. The minute you know her, you get to know another version. And just when you think you know her, she comes up with another character. Yeah. She comes up with another character. So, I'm going to tell you based on a true story. Remy. Married to the surprise. Take a lesson, take a long sauna. Buku bantu mulut melam buku lekai reteng rena falso sola kadi lain itaron. Ar marwai buku bali bantuan. Ari tilan. Mona wai bantu mudi creation. Manager okay. Can I go see the manager? Ala the manager are ate kate buku bali bantu mole. Aje hane runa baba nyane re to yema line mara modi create why lira soka buku baba. Manager are we've been fighting that and then Arvin, who can I contact to fix this? You know, she's that powerful. But we see what she's making a difference wherever she goes. Lala akagayu and then go get to Nacho tamak na mon karo ke sala ke tala mole everything sa una ala how ke mo pala la na uta puta le wanela. You know, she's that kind of a person, and when you get to know her, you get to know she has so many doors. She opens so many doors. She's that powerful. But we are blessed to have her as a friend, as a colleague, as a sister. Lala, wait to take for that. I want to do Okay, now I'm going to introduce to you our first speaker. Enake Austidi Munkwe, I'm sure Mone Babote, yo. Erikili introduce her. She's author of Prison Love. I'm sure Laibona Kela Mola, certified relationship and wellness coach, NLP practitioner, inspirational speaker, and mentor. But we are blessed. We are blessed. So, Austidi, we welcome you and we cannot wait.
All right. Greetings once again, Queens.
Yes,
Kialidumedisa. I feel so humbled to be in the midst of such beautiful women with such a beautiful aura. Queen Karaboke.
Right
My
behind
queen.
you.
Well done. It takes a very special and matured woman or queen to put crowns on another woman's head. So, yes. Thank you for putting crowns on our heads. I get it. Queens fix one another's crowns. She's done more than that. She's not only fixed our crowns today, but she's put crowns on her head. Some of us have never worn the crown. Now the last time I bought a crown, I think I was 10 years, and I contest like but in my adult life, I've never worn a crown.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for giving us flowers, for giving us crowns while we are still alive. And thank you, Happy, for putting this together. Hore, women, queens, let's come together in a space where we can be free to be vulnerable without feeling judged or criticized. Where you can be yourself. Because some of us, we are fake out there. Social media is flooded with people who are living a fake life. It is only the pillow that knows the truth. Because people live a fake life. How fitla higher, you cry yourself to sleep. That is why many people take their own lives. Because uphila maka, you live a lie up until you end up believing that lie. You believe that lie until one day you have to live your truth. And because for so many years you've been living this lie, your truth becomes unbearable. You cannot live your truth. You'd rather take your own life. Hunalo uphile your truth. And your truth sometimes, where you are in a toxic marriage, you are in debt, you are not happy as a person, you are depressed. But now out there, you are creating something alien. But when you are alone, you are confronted by the truth. And then you feel like, no, I can't take this truth anymore. I can't handle the truth, because if I accept my truth, it means I have to live it. And now I've given people a false impression about myself. So now if I live the truth, then the easiest thing, let me take my life, because I can't be honest with myself. So thank you for giving us a platform to be honest with ourselves, because that is what we need. We're not here to impress our Queen Karabo. We are here to be honest, to be genuine, to be authentic. Oh yes, we wear invisible crowns out there. We hide behind the lipstick. We walk around in our fancy dresses, as beautiful as we are. We are all gorgeous, look stunning in our heels, in our makeup. But what is happening inside of us? How clean is our internal environment? And that is the truth that is not out there. That is the dirty laundry that we are hiding. So today we have an opportunity to now hang this dirty laundry and put it on the table. Oh, this is me. This is what I have been going through. And if we have nothing to share, but let today be a day that we learn from somebody. Because I get it, you're going to learn from what you are going to hear today. And then how oh, Mama Laxi ufitile moyona, and then this is how she managed to conquer. I can also do it. I can also do it, because now onga the lessons are high. What the apply pillow. So thank you so much, my queen. Rekaba few Rabbi 15 or Rabbi Kai, but it's a huge difference. You are making a difference, one queen at a time. When you empower a woman, you empower families, communities, and ultimately the world. It starts with the woman, because that is how powerful we are. We were born with inherent power. We don't need to be empowered, yes, because we were born with that power. We just need to remind one another of the power that we possess and help one another to unleash that power. So thank you for inviting us here so that we can unleash the power within. We are powerful. And like you said, God knew us before we were even formed in our mother's wombs. Our story did not begin when we were born. Your story began before you were even conceived. So how dare you judge yourself based on the standards of this world? How dare you judge yourself based on what other people think or say about you? Because you don't even know your story. You don't know your story. You don't know where you are going. You don't know where you're headed. But you know who is driving you. That is the most important thing. You know who you are traveling with. And you know, Oskarabo, who you are traveling with. And that is why you are here. And you have been my pillar of strength in the past few weeks together with Mama Laxi. You know, and I mentioned to you earlier, Kare, for the first time in my life, those who know me know how I love my job. They know how I love what I do and how much I love making a difference in the lives of others. But lately I said, maybe I need to choose me. I need to focus on me. But I had already committed myself to being here. But there were times when am I going to make it? But because of this woman, the way Aling specially Kate, she checked on me, She has been checking on me. I was saying, how are you doing? She was not even mentioning the event. Many times when I've been invited to an event, sometimes it's a radio interview or a podcast, and somebody, the event planner, understands, or there is something that is currently happening in your life. Yo, are you gonna make it, Mara? My event is coming up. Are you gonna make it? Should I replace you? Because people are quick to want to replace people. You did not think of replacing me. You were concerned about my well-being. She did not even mention her event. We did not even speak about her event. It's only a Wednesday. How is the event doing? How is the response? Because Nekisa Builena as an organizer of this event, Neki Bualena as a human being, because Ona Bualena as a human being. She wasn't speaking to me as CD, an author, a life coach. Ona Bualena as a human being, understanding I'm a person. I'm vulnerable, and this is what the event is about. Fixing each other's crowns, holding each other's hands, saying, my sister, here's my shoulder. You can lie on my shoulder. You can cry on my shoulder. You don't have to cry on the pillow. I did, because we cry on the pillow because we have no one to cry on. There's no shoulder that we can trust. Thank you for giving me a shoulder, a virtual shoulder. You know, I'm meeting it today for the first time, but she gave me a shoulder virtually. And because of Matla, Mama Laxi, and other queens, because it is in times like this when you see those who really love you. You know, when you see Hori Oratiwa Kiboman, because now, in spite of everything that I'm going through, believe it or not, 20 voice notes. So they are saying, forget about your problems, listen to my problems. You know, listen to me. And now it is the time where people should be saying, Sidi, you know, you've been listening to us. It is our turn to listen to you. How are you? You know how important it is just to say, how are you? Sometimes we are not honest in our response. But even if I was not honest, Kita, I am well. But after that question forces me to reflect. Yanga to be honest, but reflect, but am I okay? Because you asked me that question. So it's important to say, how are you? And give yourself a chance to listen, even if it's not the solution. Because even by you calling here today, it doesn't mean you have solutions to our problems or what we are going through. But you are saying, here is my shoulder, here is my ear. And it takes a bold queen to do that. So you are a queen. So for that, I thank you. And I woke up today not feeling well. I told you, I had to go doctor. I left. You know, Karino, I need to be here. I need to be here. I need to be here on time. I need to show up. Not only because I love my work, but because of your spirit. Because of the woman that you are. Because you are not for what I am for. Bishop T.D. Jakes, there are three types of people. There are those who are for you. And those are your confidants. Those are people who cry with you, who pray with you. You know, now I have a few of those people, Dr. Mukwena. He says, if you are likely to have 2 or 3 of those people, if you have 2 of those people or 3, you are very lucky, even if you have 1. Because there are very few people who can be your confidants. And I'm glad afanaka testimony ya relationship ya lona, ya friendship ya lona, ya sisterhood. Who she is your confidant, you are also your confidant. So you are both blessed to have a confidant. Ari, there are also people who are for what you are for. They are not for you, they for what you are for. They will be on your side as long as they are benefiting something from you. And when they are done with you, they will spit you out. Those are the people who are just there to benefit from you. And it's okay, we mustn't be upset, because those are the people that God sent into our lives or us into their lives, so that we can be that in which they need at that particular time. It's okay, they are not wrong. They are for what we are for. But today you've proven to me, Huri, you are not for what I am for. You are for me. And then the third type of people it is those who are for what you are against. When somebody hates you, they hate you. When someone has an issue, issue. ba inherita di-issues tse ba sa di tsebeng. So those are the people who are for what you are against. Le ratana because le hloile a certain person, and most of us women, that is our weakness. Because I have a problem with you, I'm going to recruit 10 other women to have a problem with you, and then when you are out of the picture, our friendship is over because nere sa ratane, nere kopane ka usimapula. So usimapula ha isa le topic, ha isa le flavor of the month. So friendship it ends because that thing, that hatred or whatever it is that you're really against is no longer there. So so I just pray we risk about those type of women. Remember the type of women that we are today. By we say, hey, how are you doing? What can I do to make a difference in your life? What can I do to light up, you know, a spark instead of me coming into your life to dim the light? What is it that I can do to make you flourish? Now I have Dr. Mugwen. She's been there even to date. I'm flourishing because she was that person. We met in a psychiatric ward, believe it or not. How many years ago, Mama? 6 years ago. 6 years ago in a psychiatric ward. But she's become a mother. She's become a sister. She's become a confidant, a friend. She's my family in love. So that is what queens are for. So if you cannot be that to another woman, you are not a queen. You don't deserve a crown on your head. So if you are that person, you need to go home and reflect and do some introspection. How many people have I changed? How many lives have I impacted? Not with money, just with my presence, just with me caring and loving and being kind. So, Oscar, I thank you. I can write a book about you. For this past few weeks, you've just been such a wonderful person. Thank you. May God bless you abundantly. May God bless you with all the desires of your heart. Linto tsono sa nahana hore o ka di fihlella kapa wa nahana o ka bana le tsona. Modimo a o hlonolofatse. Modimo a o betelle pele mo o tsamayang teng. Le mo sa nahana hore o no ka fihla. A fihle a o fihlele pele a o alle red carpet. A bule menyako o no sa nahana o ka kena ho yona. Everything. Ka bana, relationship-wise, financially, spiritually, mentally, may He bless you. May He be with each and every woman, all in more. The same blessings, in the same way, each and every one of you. Whatever it is, whatever it's been years, your trouble. May you being here, just honoring the call, the invite. Mudimu afil. If in a lori honor it's akiri. Mudimu, when the time is right, I the Lord will make it happen. But like your mudimu, let that time be now. Yes, please God, speed up the process. Again, yes, speed up that process. How long the answer needed 10 years from now? How did it today? How did Samaya mo obo Arabile? And then Leona or first spirit is Saho Mamela, Horo Arabile, because sometimes Mudim were Arab, but Rebatana lead answer play and say, Can't you Mudim? Our Arabile, and I go when I utruile, Momudimo or Arabile thing. Obatana Luena, when you've moved. Stay in your position. Don't move. Maintain that position so that when God comes, I'll tell you Ulemu. In that position and be that praying woman. Yeah. So I'm just going to share my story with you. I need to take you through my story. But before I do that, I would like us to please rise. I think you could do that fast. Yeah. So I am in Kamautu. Yes. You know how also in the morning. How some of us so I can say, well, what is your routine when you wake up in the morning? Maybe you start your day with a prayer or with gratitude. But how ntshaloto o le beya fatshe, ha o tsebe hore ha o bula monyako, the first person o tlo mmona ke yena o tlo utlwisang bohloko na. So you need to prepare yourself every day, every morning, hore o ipolelle dintho tse positive, so that those things tse negative ha di tla di thola wena o ipolelletse dintho tse positive. Because what others tell you means something. Believe me, it means something. But what you tell yourself means everything. I can tell you that you are useless. But if when you believe you are useful, useless any ya ke tlo tsena ka mo ya tswa ka. But if when you haven't told yourself ho kwena mang, it will dula useless eo yaka, and it will consume the whole day. But if you have validated yourself, you will be untouchable. And if you are consistent in telling yourself this, that internal conversation that you have with yourself is key. It will determine how you show up in life. Because we need to be intentional about how we show up in life. When we are not intentional, we're going to allow habits and behaviors to happen automatically, and it shouldn't be the case. We're going to allow people to walk all over us like the doormats because we don't know who we are. You will stay where you shouldn't be staying because you've allowed somebody for 20 years out treated like a wife or useless, depending on emotionally, financially, and then you can't live, you can't breathe without this person. But if you tell yourself, I am powerful, I am here because I want to be here. I can live if I want to. You know? You are empowering yourself every single day. And one day, you're going to take that person out of your life. Or that thing, because sometimes for some of us, it's not a person, it's things.
Yes.
It can be a substance, it can be a habit. You'll be able to get that thing out of your life. Because having an internal conversation with yourself does something to you. It unleashes what God has put in you that people don't see. So I'm going to ask you to repeat it after me, but don't just repeat, please believe it. Believe it, and eventually every morning. But you can add whatever it is because you know who you are. Add other things. I am a queen.
I am a queen.
I am a queen.
I am a queen.
I am a nurturer.
I am a nurturer.
I am a mother.
I am a mother.
I am a sister.
I am a sister.
I am a daughter.
I am a daughter.
I am a lover.
I am a lover.
I am a caregiver.
I am a caregiver.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am unique.
I am unique.
I am special.
I am special.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am brave.
I am resilient.
I am resilient.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I can do this.
I can do this.
I am capable.
I am capable.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am God's favorite daughter.
I am God's favorite daughter.
I know who I am.
I know who I am.
My story did not begin when I was born.
My story did not begin when I was born.
It began long before I was even conceived.
It began long before I was even conceived.
So I'm not going to allow anybody to tell me who I am.
I am not going to allow anybody to tell me who I am.
I will not allow anyone to tell me what I can do and what I cannot do.
I will not allow anyone to tell me what I can do
And what I cannot do. Yes, because the one that I serve
because the one that I serve
is more powerful
is more powerful
than anything that I have been through and anything that I'm still going to go through.
than anything that I'm going through
And anything that
I'm going through.
Because He is God Almighty.
God Almighty.
And I am His daughter.
And I am His daughter.
And He is the one I am traveling with.
And He is the one I'm traveling with.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Yes, you Yes, we are, Queen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The balloon and I do that is God. Saying yes, Mudimu Kenza stem. He's present in our midst and he's saying yes, we are powerful. Thank you so much, Queens. It is good to see you smiling. Yes, thank you so much. You may take a seat. Yeah. Place that I'm longing for. Kanako eo aselerato. It's just a place mo ke tlo feeling free. Mo ke tlo feeling safe. Mo ke tlo lebalang everything that I'm trying to run away from. So now, here's my breath of fresh air because everyone Okibuan Lena around this time takes me back to a place I'm trying to run away from. I was running away from my husband, whom I left on the night he almost killed me in the presence of our daughter. So everybody have phone. When was the last time I phoned? No, I said conversation. That's not the conversation. This I'm most spacing and I'm trying to move away from that. This is a new job, by the way. I'm a few weeks into this job. So it means really I'm trying to avoid that place. I'm even considering relocating. So I'm not only running away from that man, I'm also running away from myself. Because with that man comes the bad choices and the bad decisions that I've made. And I get ready to face my demons. You know? So now this man is the only person who does not know my story. So talking to him is refreshing for that reason. So now this man was not aware, I was not only longing for a physical address, but it is an emotional location that I was longing for. I needed somebody to take me from where I was emotionally to a better space. And he comes and he does the exact thing that I've been longing for. And I speak with this man for 8 weeks. And he phones from the same number every day, same landline number. Then I'm aware, okay, he's in Pretoria. But whenever his sister has missed his calls, over frustrated, and I would wonder, why is she being so frustrated? Because she could easily return the call. And I would sometimes say, how I'm phone back, and I would observe her the whole day, she would not return the call. Hi, Kirawa, something is fishy. One day I tried to phone this number in fair and engaged tone the whole day. Just did not make sense. Then 8 weeks later, I get, hi man, what's a Kalerebulela? We haven't met. I'd like to meet this wonderful person whose love can cure any type of mental illness. Bipolar when that guy laughs. Wouldn't you want to receive that in person? You would. You know? Yeah, so now I want him to come and visit us so that I can receive this, so that I can meet this person who makes me feel so good, who's been able for 8 weeks to what I'm going through. When I go home and cry myself to sleep, in the morning I look forward to this call. Feel purpose, feel something to look forward to. You know? So when I say to him, when are you going to come and visit us? I'm like, I get a very deep breath. I won't be able to because I'm in prison. Okay, if you are in prison, then I'll come and visit you. You know? Imagine, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. Wow, bye-bye. Hey, I'll come and visit you. Hi, so you're not gonna judge Kiri? No. How can I judge you based on your location when you've been so wonderful to me? And I cannot go, I can't say anybody who killing Abakamoto. Prison is something foreign to me. Movie. Nah, I will go kilometer this guy with orange uniform. The sister is not aware on the guy. Remember, I came marathon. Hey, your brother, tell me, what does it look like? No, I came more. Emotionally, this man is feeding me. But now, I've been talking to your brother. And he's in prison. I know it's not my place to tell you. And then when I was because you've been talking to him. About phone the sister and he arranged for now to get the sister Kotongo. ka itukisa mose yaanong ka itukisa o kare yaanong ke ya ko date o kare ke tlo nna mo di-set-upong tse so o kare yaanong ke tlo jaka di-fork and knife wa bona ne then ke ye in my stilettos ke tsena and you know ne ke apere an orange top and funny diaparo tse ne ke di apere ka tsatsi leo e ne se tsaka as much as ne ke le nice ne ke sa apare diaparo tsaka I had to hore ke pakile bag I can rearrange it so now it means hore ka Friday ke tshwantse ke tlo robala mo Pretoria so that ke tlo tsoha ke tsamaile his sister on Sunday visit ke for Sunday so ke tshwantse ke tsamaya so ke fitla ko hae ke change the minds after ke pakile in the morning ke no I can't ke see beke ke tsamaya ka handbag ke ko mmelo kon ke no I can't ke lo bona stranger motho ka motongong ke tshoa a ke ba le letsho no be ke see beke le ke tsamaya ke nka fela diaparo tsaka e le gore ne setse ke boditse my cousin o nna mo social goof ke re bona ke tlotla ke tlo robala mo ho wena ho na le ko ke batla ha ke mmotse go ke a kae o ka botsa motho ke lo bona motho ko trongo ke ho na le ko ke tlo tsoelang ka teng Sunday so ke kopa ho tla mo wena ke tlo robala bona a be ke mo founela Friday ke ra you know I'm no longer coming appointment ele ya ka e shift le ha ke sai hey a phone ke mo founela kana ko tsa etsa bo 10 ha hi ntole e boe hape that excitement you know mama hey I cannot wait I'm looking forward to seeing you ka Sunday is everything ready le uniform ya ka ke ai na ko apara ke tlwaetse ngwe ai ka okay ke tla o bona he ya chiga hape anong ka re ke atla ka fonela cousin ka re ke atla ke kopa o rekele toothbrush le vaslap ke tlo bala mo wena ke aya ko ra lekana nne ke re weekend e ka fela o tsebe ke tlo apara diaparo tsa ha then ka fela Friday after work ka tsama ka ko cousin ya ka Sunday e njama ke re this thing but wa utlwisa ke feletse ke mmoditse because o mputsa o ya kae because how to be Pretoria I'm worried about you o tswa ka bo 6 where are you going o tlo latwa ke batho should something happen to you what is our family going to say then ke mmolelle but wena ke tsaba ona le lerato la bakare ke tshwene e dutse mo dima mountain you gonna go o lo batla fela a hug from that monkey wa bona it's fine then it's okay ke don't go fin then ke mmotse and then batla he ba nla tere tsamaya ha re fitla ko Zonderwater prison Kalinen yes ke tsena mo le ka dis okay dieta ke tsaka again it's my stilettos but diaparo diadimi I had to check the best ka mo topo wa bona ke tsene and funny ne ke apere an orange top tsatsi le ke lo mo meet and then it was not on purpose ke yona e ke e ratileng ha ke checka diaparo tsa hae ka ndire tla match ka mo topo so it was not done on purpose ke hopotse yes ke hopotse ke fitla o ai man ke mo filming mos so it was not done on purpose so I walked into that prison in my stilettos and a weave at the time looking good as if ke tlo meet a president ko Union Buildings but I was anxious but when I'm with his sister I'm with his brother and friend okare ho normally for bona ke re batlo it's been years batla mole now I don't even know what this person looks like but I'm looking at the sister ke try to create a picture based on the sister and the brother so ha ke fitla okay waiting area hey ke ma ka maoto ke pala ku dula batho ba dutse ka mkhwa ho normal ba tatile before ba toloka I'm observing everything the baby mama ba tsore pampers ka mo le ha o tsene ka bag ha o tle le ngwana o tshwara pampers ka letsoso re ha ngwana etsa number 2 ka mo le khono mo change o tshwere le wa so yeah kana o nkemisa mo kalenda ke eme o nkemisa tse ko ntle ka be ka motlala shena le banyana na ba no tlo nkemisa le ka motoko ba ka banyana ba le bona ke drama so I'm observing hey how so ke se ke drama fela ka mo bo mme ba lla bana ba bona ba ka motoko e dinketsa nervous ko re yana nna batho ba fila ka mko ba fila batho bana batho sa ba tsibi nna ko I don't know what to think I'm observing this be re tlo feta he re lo searchiwa yana inkentse ke be even more anxious yana the palms of my hands are sweating okay la bona now this is just another environment ke sa itlwaela here it's now go sitting area ke bona di camera No, you know, do la bang re shebile ke di camera. Ka mo hona le surveillance camera le office control room le di prison officials. Ke di gate ka di gate mo ntse re tsama go khielwa. Ke ba even more nervous. Re ya ko tafoleng, ra kwadisa hape, ba re sa ko re lo dulang ko teng. I ke nna ke tlwaetse di movie. I ke go di moving either o bona prisoner mo le festereng or there's a table ke ena ka mo le kwena ka na a ke expectile that o tlo ba rena ya ba yena o re ya le festereng ha wa ke tsena ke thola batho ba dutse the way re dutseng ka teng so go tletse it's a very huge space. The prisoners di dutse so the visitors di dutse so ha ona tafole ba kopana ho intimate nyana how so ha motho o dula lena so ene mo ra batho ko re yana o bua yang mara hantse ke dutse mo le ke ya bona ga wa batho ba le mobile o ka re bila ba bona hona le batho ba setse ba tlwaetse ba bua ka ha ona batho ba motho kwa bona ho normal re dule mo le kutlwe gate wa e bule gate sa tlhatlha yana ke gate tsena ka mo re leng ko teng when I looked up ke bona this handsome man Shona Ferguson Sinatla Timosos uniform ela itse why I know ke a bona o ya motho we I need slim fit e monganne ne tattoo ke ye mole di outstitch asidi ba le ba hlong ba bona ko di movie ba no lekella yalo le ba le ke khale ke fitlile ntse ke ba observe ba no ikaparela fela ko re nthele entse yana a se khola ko re ke ntho Chinese khola nyana ya Mandela mara entseng so ke di outstitch ke le panta le leng sharp point na ke rotla ka di boots ke sharp point e nngwe ya sweet e brown bold mustache with trimline on in an O shape ke channel O Shona Ferguson or Bill Spencer they're beautiful I think with a huge smile on his face he's tall just looked like he's just walked out of a magazine kila bona motho ka go fetsa o tsamo magazine so gorgeous and then Wata is looking at us with a big smile on his face ha tomela perfuming nasalfa ka itshela abitela umkhakholweni engwe ake so utlwe montle wetse ke tronko sure ha ke tso ya no ke iketseng ka sena kona ke moditsong ke aka wetse wena ke itse o na lo ba lasta go itshwa motho le ha tla mola ke go motsebo o itshwa o ska mmontsha go fila yang hape ke tsotsi man o itshwa hey ke tsa kopla mafoko a le ka nna fatshe a dumedisa everybody ba emella wa ba haka nna ka nna ke re betse ke itshwa so ha a tla hebe ke emella he antumedisa ba dula fatshe and then he grabs my hand abantibella mo matlhong ka sekgo ba bala ka mole ke re dibuka ke re ano ba ntse ka mola ba irisile they read more books of rena batho ba na le library ka mo tronkong ba bala ba sa ba graduate ile ka mo antibelle mo matlhong book sa lona ba so no ke tsa di bona ko days of our lives o bona ba tswere bo a tswere pili one day is one day obe o nyala obe o divorce ba sa o tshwara wa di kupa ba go nyaka dilo tsa mo TV ba ke dilo tsa makgowa ke re le pantiti mama love I thank you for coming to see me you look as beautiful as the sound of your voice I wish I could kiss you on the lips I'm just respecting my sister kira ba teng ka pele ke forget about her ene le tsena ale tsela jenga ale tsela pele ale be mo dima ko ale tsela be mo dima what a gentleman hey what a gentleman kira no ke bona bophelo ba ne ke bo batla bro this is the life how now this man hides or this hand that night when the man that I loved and protected and provided for ke mo shield our family le di friends ba ska bona hore he's weak financially ke ra everything ke mo rekela diaparo ke etsa nthong le nngwe ke patala di bills ke ra everything ke mo fa dikoloi ke mo fa card ha re kena re lo reka a tshwara card a swipe hore ke ska mo thosa When that man became a monster, ka tsatsi leo a mpetantsha mo maboteng ne ke tswalletse Mark. So, wa lemala matsoho. So, ka mokgwa ke wile mo ke la bona ke wile. Go tsala lerapo le o sa robya le tsena go fola. So I was still injured. This man has soon a little high so So I'm getting the bandages, physical and emotional bandages from a criminal, a prisoner. Okay, so to me no way it's in. When a man who deserves to be in prison was out there. But I'm receiving tenderness from this man. So now this is me reflecting. No, and nobody else is aware of what I'm experiencing. Liana, he doesn't know. We do the more for about an hour. It's a about hour. As the visit ends, he lifts me up. Remember the last time I was lifted up? Yeah. Somebody who is a gamatzong. With Ele, Motowe Tatamuluka Ahayamatzong. So now I'm being lifted up by this man with love. It doesn't matter. I love this tenderness that I'm receiving from this person and the love that I'm feeling and the warmth that I've been longing for. As he puts me down, he whispers in my ear, please come back again next week. Without my sister, I will arrange with somebody out, maybe one of my friends. Obviously, but I cannot know, yes, okay, yeah, no, but I knew. I was hoping to get that kiss on the lips and more tenderness. Now, this was love. It was actually love at first sight. But you know what? Now I'm in love with this man. Yes, to cut the story short, I ended up in a relationship for 4 years. The best 4 years of my life. The best 4 years of my life. I received roses for the first time in my life from this man. Now my ex-husband, you know, sometimes in a relationship, he told me, a few weeks into our relationship, Valentine, expect anything. The candlelight, the lingerie, the rose, when now Uzokabanguchi, we are Bamba come to young Balegis. But but I'm a woman, I need that romance and affection. So Lamana with those things. Radibona, Rinyala ready tsiba. Go lazy behind Bonsitamona before Rinyala, Kamunyala Hulia. So as I said, you look at no to change, no more to have change. Linyalo li enable the behavior because of more comfortable. So now this man, woman body roses. From don't go Valentine's Day. Nike to like lunch, mom phone la bar hona li deliver kir bataka order anything. Kir sign la bar mix. The florist is insisting hore. Otle receive this thing. Waban Kevin, ke mathele ko office. Ha ke fitla office ke red roses. A bunch of red roses with a beautiful message. Akwetso from Bombola, Niki Misa Bombola. Lerato leta wetso with French, West French, also Kawako France. So I called him Bombola and Pizza Bola. Kere, I was the only one who was in my office, but I was still able to have Kari birthdays, ban tekele the gifts, ban the auto. The Ferrero Rocher, he did for the first time from him. Lovisa ya manyena na apere manyena a Lovisa through him. You know, answer like a queen. Ankirela the jewelry box because it's a carpenter come on. ha ona le dilo tse di rekiswang a nthekela ka mo toronkong a nkirela painting wena ba sa le ba drawer ba drawile somebody ka mo toronkong was paid to undraw. So wouldn't you wait for this person? I waited for him for 4.5 years. Elo sentence ya hae in nearly 17 years. By khathile ko ba le tswalla hanyane. Ya a serve 8.5 already he ke mo kreya le setse a servile 4 years. A salletswe ke 4.5 years. We even got engaged. Ale ka mo toronkong. A romela le batho ba kwabo ko hae ba tloetsa a re tsebaneng. Elo ona batla ho etsa hore a tlontsha mahadi koko hae a re no ha o tlontsha mahadi o le ka mo toronkong e tlo bontsha ka a re tlhomphe family ya Tshidi. The least we can do kore re tse a re tsebaneng a ba re but ke kopa leng alawe ke ring. He bought the ring with his own money o sanne check le ka mo toronkong koko hae a tsama a re ke tle le a catalog nna ke nana ba tla o lebella di watch ya ko Stans kante o ya tlo nthusetsa ring koko hae ya ko visit a secular ring a tsama lo reka ring e the prison officials ba mo fa check a tsama ka rekelwa ring na that's on his birthday on the 22nd of January for nna ke normal visit ke maketso how and then why ma a tsere sebaka so and at this time ha ba mbitsi ka intercom re no tsamaya ke nako ya because highly your 10 they call the prisoner's name then you know it's your turn to go into the area re kopanang le bona. No, this time things are different. Ke latwa ke a prison official. So now this prison official escort her into the prison. Now I am worried, oh yo, what is happening? Alright, na ke motse ke is he okay? When saying because his record was quickly clean. Ine se bale badi gangster bana le di number record it was clean. The prison officials never mutreat ka ke one of them. So ke bona a re ka mo waiting area re ya ka mo ga tong ka mo di office re fitlhe ha ba bula office ke ole o dutse ke prison ke head of prison le another prison official ya no ke a tshoa ke re yo no he's done something ke re bombula what's wrong ababula a side back and I tried to answer a ring and he went down on his knees and I said yes. He proposed to me. He proposed with a diamond ring. That is the song I was playing the whole week. I was so happy. We communicated with music. We connected because we could not be intimate, but we tried different ways to connect. Emotionally, spiritually, I taught him how to pray. I remember for a week until I perfected. Believe it or not, at his age, I started to rapela tapelo ya morena. Aba I rapela master. Ha fitla ko poultry farming. I fitla on a Monday. I ke kopa rapela. It is my turn to pray. Ha bua le nna that evening. I remember I prayed. I thank you for teaching me how to pray. Thank you for connecting le Modimo. It's a normal relationship. I even take my little girl who alomo visit ko hae ba ma accept it. Ho normal, we just waiting for him hore a bue ka mo toronkong. We re na le a savings account. Mo ile hore ra save. A ke rona le his main account ya toronko. Ona le his prison account. Then ona le the tenants ko ntlong ya etse hore collect rent from bona. Ke gona hore ke kenye mo prison accountong. Engwe e tsena mo savings account ya rona ha re save tšhelete ha ke tswa mo ke tsebe go ya kae re na le social happy money we are ready now for release. I mean I'm his fiancé. Family tsa rona di mitile go setse fela tsatsi le ile hore o tlo tswa. He's promised me the world. I mean the promises are believable because this man could do everything for me. Ale ka mo ratong go eno ha tlo tswa ya no I'm going to be a queen. So, go ha ona motho tlo nthatshang. Le ba le ba nentse ba ntshe ba re le pantiti le tlo bontsha di flames ke re baby re tlo ba bontsha. Yeah, you know I'm going to write a book about us. I'm going to write our story. Baby, re tlo tsama the world. Re botsa the world about our story. Ah, yes, baby, when you're motivating teenagers and women, and young boys, yes. And he had also his business ideas. Yeah, you know, we were ready to build an empire. Then he comes out. The man is ready to come out. He steps out of prison. And all hell breaks loose. The man who made all those promises, the man who promised to love me, and I still have the letters, who feel like a teenager. That man who used to lift me up, that kiss, every time, he did that for 4.5 years, every time he visited her, he never stopped. He kissed me on the lips, he hugged me. He was so romantic and affectionate, so loving, protecting me from his family when this babang ba change. That man who was consistent in loving me from a prison cell became consistent in hating me as if he had a score to settle. It felt like he stabbed me on the back, a twister, that sword, and making sure I was bleeding. I was a dead woman walking. Of living a lie, that thing that I told you about. It was safer and more comfortable to live a lie. Yahweh, we are happy when we are not happy. Now we are living together. Everything is fine. I was the happiest person. Bubbly. The client is the colleagues the happiest person. They didn't know how I was a dead woman walking. They didn't know I could not wait to knock off and go home and cry myself asleep. When it was time for me to exit this relationship, I was looking for reasons to stay. Oh no, but this person gets a we have a history. He's going to change. That person that I fell in love with, that wonderful person, is still there, still exists within him. I carried a mandate, the Department of Social Services, thinking I'm going to change this man. But you can't change a person. When you are in a relationship, you need to choose you and make a decision to leave. Look for reasons to leave instead of reasons to stay. But I looked for reasons to stay. In the midst of all that, I fell pregnant. Actually, after 3 weeks, I fell pregnant. So I was pregnant. I was not even aware. And I thought now, when I learned to get pregnant, things would change. But unfortunately, didn't be worse. Because the truth is about a child that comes into a relationship. When you are in a good space, that child makes things even more beautiful. But when you are in a bad space, things become worse. And then, but no, right. So I held on to this man until God dragged me out of the relationship. He dragged me out of the relationship, and that forced me to introspect, to take accountability for the choices that I made. Because how so, it's easy to say, I was there, go Besuka. Kids had it takes 6 to get to Sonderwater while I was in Phosphorus. I picked up Pretoria about 4 taxis. You are ungrateful. I can, as a human being, but no. Kids want to celebrate the beautiful years I spent with this person. And also acknowledge, I went into this relationship when I was wounded. I went into this relationship when I was not even divorced yet. Remember, in the beginning, I was looking for comfort. I was looking for that place, which I should have allowed God to create for me, not another human being. So that is you now taking accountability. This is not a bad person. I made bad decisions. Nekisa fall. Lena una limits because pleke alimo yona okay because ahubets. Right. He was injured. That is why he was in that place. I needed to account for those things. I needed to account for it. I expected too much from a man who did not know what to expect from himself and the world. He's been there for 8.5 years. He's coming out of prison. He does not know what to expect. And there I was with high expectations. I had to accept even the decisions and the choices that I made when I allowed my ex-husband into my life, when I allowed myself to succumb to emotional abuse for all those years. So I had to revisit the mirror and have a dialogue with myself. And that gave me the courage to leave eventually. And I remembered the words that he said to me. One day, Witakonna, you don't love yourself. And he was right. In the middle of an argument, Gilla, you don't love yourself. Look at you. You don't love yourself. It was hard. When you are told by somebody else, you don't love yourself. But when it's the person that you love and it hurts. But when I was alone reflecting, I reminded myself for years, I don't love myself. This man is right. Because if I loved myself, I wouldn't have tolerated what I tolerated. Right. So now, I tolerated this. And then when we eventually broke up, he said to me, go and look for happiness. I did not know, Hore, what is this happiness? Because for many years, this man was my source of happiness. So now, happiness. What is this happiness? Because he is my source of happiness. That is why even in my book now, happiness is an inside job. I had to go and find happiness inside of me. So this is what I'm here for. Nobody owes you happiness. You owe it to yourself. It is an inside job. And you're not going to find that happiness when you haven't cleaned your internal environment. So what's important is for you to clean your internal environment. When that environment is not clean, you are going to remain where you are. You are going to remain with that person who makes you feel like a useless person who is not worthy to be loved or to do this life thing with when you don't know who you are. Oscar would say, know yourself. You need to know who you are, because when you don't know who you are, people will give you definitions of who you are. And Otoba believe because you don't know yourself. So I had to go into my corner and rediscover Sidimon. Who said, who are you? What do you want? What are your values? What is important to you? What are your belief systems? Because all these things have been paintbrushed by the experiences, by the environment, and the surrounding, and the people that I've had an encounter with. You end up not knowing who I had to go and learn who is Sidikimang. We talk about the red flags, but what is a red flag? What is a red flag to you may not be a red flag to me. But when you know who you are, you know what is important to you, you know what is it that you can tolerate and what is it that you shouldn't tolerate. So that when you are confronted by those things, you know that, you know what, this is time for me to exit. Because if you value respect, you're not going to insist on being with someone who disrespects you. If you value honesty, you're not going to insist on being with someone who's dishonest. If you value a person being with someone who's faithful, you're not going to stay when someone is not faithful. So know who you are so that you decide where you want to be. Because when you don't know who you are, people will decide for you and it won't be nice. So I had to put everything on me without blaming myself, but by taking accountability. There's a difference between blaming yourself and taking accountability. Taking accountability says, no, men are not trash. But Sidi, you've made bad choices and bad decisions. And what is it that you can do differently this time with a sound mind to make better decisions so that you can attract better and more positive things into your life and make better decisions for yourself and your children. You need to be honest, because the monster men are trash, but no, men are not trash. The internal environment needs to be worked on. So I took a break for 4 years in a relationship to work on myself and my relationship with God, because sometimes we tend to worship people while we think we are worshiping God. Instead of worshiping Mudim, and allow God to give us people that we deserve. And I wrote a list. Of the things that I can now. I'm a new person. I know who I am. And I know what I want. I guess I need to see all of the Ferrero Rocher, the red roses. I guess I need to see all of the muscles, the mustache. Get see the Otsibang Horiki in Etongkang CD from Mo Alinteng. In a different level, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and financially. Because self-mastery is key. And self-mastery is not a once-off thing. It's an ongoing process of self-awareness. Tsidi had to master herself. Tsidi had to know who Tsidi Kimang. And now Tsidi says, Aitzi Kimang. So it has to be on record that I have met a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Out of everything that I've experienced, a bad marriage and a wonderful relationship here 4.5 years, which turned out to be sour at the end, a wonderful man came into my life who has stepped in also as a father to my children. He is the man. Those who've read my book will know the first chapter of my book is looking for my dad. I was raised by a wonderful man. And through these relationships, I was looking for my dad. And from this prisoner, I thought I had found my dad. And God has now blessed me with my dad. This man even shares a birth month with my dad. The birthdays are already 2 days apart. They've got so much in common. So much. He's a carer, he's a comforter, he's a protector, he's a provider. He's everything that a woman needs. He's a good father. He's a wonderful father to his girls. So, I've asked and I've prayed to God for this person. But, I am grateful for my good and bad experiences. Because had this man come, Kisa experience of those 2 relationships, I would not appreciate him. Normally, this is how people should behave. These crashes, you know, he is that person. I would think but because I experienced the bad side of relationship, marriage, then I met a wonderful person. This is how a woman should be treated. That prison relationship was there to teach me. It was God teaching me, oh no, you got a bad deal in your marriage. But this is actually how a woman deserves to be treated. And then, compare. Now that I found this man, okay, now, yes, that 1 year prison, we are continuing with it, but that was a fairy tale. But now, a person who's ready to build a family. I see the red roses, I didn't see the Ferrero Rocher. This is what a woman needs. So, in whatever it is that you are going through in your relationship, in your marriage, but if you're going to miss God's voice. You're going to continue holding on to the wrong person while ofita a person that God has meant to obanelie. And it doesn't make the other 2 people bad men. But the experiences, so, and it's been great experiences. And I've written a book about it. What I've shared, believe it or not, is just a tip of the iceberg. The book consists of 18 chapters, so that you get to know what happened when he came out of prison, the things that I experienced or we experienced, and also the things that we experienced while he was in prison. Because in the book, I don't badmouth him. I narrate my story, and I leave the reader to decide so that you can also go back to the mirror. Because the book is titled Prison Love. A copy of the book. It's not only prison love. It's not only prison love because I fell in love with a prisoner. But it's prison love because when he came out of prison, I became a prisoner of love. And that is the reality of many women. We are prisoners of love. And then like one of the handcuffs, I'm not wearing them on my wrist. Meaning when I imprisoned myself. I could have let go, but I insisted on staying. The actions with his words, but no, but maybe this man communicated with his actions, but his non-verbal communication and his verbal communication. But I eventually did. So this book, when I wrote it, I thought I was writing for women who are in prison relationships, but sharing my story, post-incarceration. But I didn't know that I was actually writing for women who are prisoners of love. Because I'm getting more feedback from women who've never even been in prison relationships. But I've never been with a prisoner, but I'm in a prison. I'm married to a pastor. I'm married to a doctor. I'm married to a lawyer. I'm in a prison. I've managed to walk out, but I had not healed. Your book has healed me. There's an 84-year-old granny, Obadile Mbukae. He hits it from my wounds. My husband is late. 50 years of hell in my marriage. He fought it through your book at the age of 84. So that is the power that lies in this book. That is where I realized Mudimo in a experience failure. You know, usually it's an assignment. I fulfilled a purpose. Yes, it's like a pain. It's like a monate. It's like a pain. But Mudimo it's a tamaya ulo pela. So that you can free women who are trapped. Some are not trapped in love, they are trapped within themselves. Release them from a prison, whichever prison they have found themselves in, free them. And I'd like a little buka so that you can make a difference in your lives. I've been going throughout the country, doing what you are doing now. This is why I'm grateful for you and what you are doing. Kids are the offloading sessions for women for free. They are in a place where if there's so many things. So how now can judge? Can never judge a person. I went and got into a relationship with a prisoner when I was not even divorced. You see, the choices that I've been making. Took my daughter to a prison. All those things. So, I've learned there are lessons. The most important thing, get the lessons more than the experience. Because in whatever it is that you go through, if you haven't taken the lessons, life will keep repeating itself. You will keep repeating yourself because you are not learning the lessons. And the final words that I'd like to leave you with, there is no failure, only feedback from which we learn and grow. And I'm sharing this story for the first time since the person that I wrote a book about, the father of my boy, is no more. We buried him 2 weeks ago. May his soul rest in peace. You know, when I got into this relationship, I never thought that this is how things would end. I accepted when things did not work out in the relationship. I never resented him. I never hated him. I never even denied him access to our boy. We were very civil with one another. You know, we spoke. We would sit like this and talk as if nothing happened. I wished him well because everything that I said I was going to do when he came out of prison, including writing the book, I managed to do. Like I did say when he was in prison, I went through the country sharing my story, even outside South Africa. I'm on all platforms. So my story is everywhere. I told my story. He also achieved all the things, well, not all because he's no more. He achieved most of the things that he wanted. He said he would do. The difference is that we did not achieve them together. we achieve them separately. But that's another lesson. Whatever it is that God has destined for you, you are going to achieve it with or without another person. So sometimes when we get into relationship, we think it's couples goals. No, it's your goals. You have your personal goals, the other person has their personal goals, and you are going to achieve them even when you are not with that person. So I'm sharing this with you so that when you leave someone, they move on with another woman. Don't be bitter and say, that woman is living my life. That's my story. It's not your story, it's their story. You lived your story in that marriage or your relationship. He's moved on with somebody else, and then I'm also living my life with another person. But I'm crying. I'm crying because I've lost the father of my child. For the first time, I'm not crying because I've lost my lover. I'm not crying because I lost Bumbula. I'm crying because I lost Papa Ubilelerun. And those who read my book know that, or those who know me, know who I advocate for allowing fathers access to their children. Even if a father does not want to provide, allow him access. Oskari, Mwana, Ujang. Those hugs, those kisses, those are the things my boy is now holding on to. If I had denied him access, I would have denied my boy the 6 years that he managed to spend with his dad, which is not enough. It's not even 6 years yet because it's only turning 6 in December. So as we are sitting here, ladies, queens, men do things that break us. But never deny a father access to his children, whether he provides or not. Give him the access. If he's the one who doesn't want access, then it's fine. But do your part. Imagine if Neki Hanekebekele guy now. I'm crying for a boy who knows, who understands that his father was shot. In my life, I never thought I would sit and look my boy in the eye and tell him about Coco Friends. A very smart boy, very intelligent boy, not like a normal 5-year-old. Although Papa is in heaven, you're gonna see him one day. He has questions. He wants to know, how did he die? He was shot. Was he bleeding? Who shot him? I'm gonna grow up and kill those people. And you have to tell him as a parent that no, we don't take the law into our own hands. We hand everything to God, and the police says, yeah, the police, but they mustn't take them to prison. They must shoot them. And they must shoot them with a big gun, not a small gun. They shot my daddy with a small gun, but they must shoot them with a big gun, a bazooka. So those are the things that I'm crying for. It is not nice at all. But I am busy with my second book, which is titled Me Ntate o Kae. You know, when God gave me this title, I don't know if it was early last year or in 2022, I think. Me Ntate o Kae. Then I said, Mara Modimo o reng. Why o batla ke ngole Me Ntate o Kae? Because now both my children, even my daughter, only a relationship with his dad. What are you saying? I couldn't get an answer, but then I assumed maybe Modimo batla already stories about children who grow up without their fathers. And I did a book cover, everything. The book is there in an ISBN, it's ready. I started writing. But I couldn't. I've got all these stories. I've got the table of contents, little subtitles, but I couldn't write. I couldn't continue. Until this year, August, where I had a certain urge to write the book again. But still, I would start and leave it. It's only now when the father of my boy was killed that it dawned on me, this was prophecy. And this is what I need. What's about Modimo? Remember I said, I've been traveling across the world, the country, doing what we are doing here today, allowing other women to afloat. And my line of business is that I listen to people about all the time. I didn't think, ke dumela to be part of this session. Or it would be me who needs it more. You know, I think I'm the one who needed this session more this time around. I needed to be in a space where I can be vulnerable, where I can cry freely without my son being present, or without making my partner feel as if maybe I'm crying for another man, because I'm not. I'm crying for this little man. I needed a space where I can be authentic, to cry in the presence of people who are not going to judge and say, but he hurt you, he disappointed you, why are you crying? You know, he was not consistent in providing for the child, why are you crying? I'm crying for this little boy who I'm going to raise without his father, right? And namo bophelong baka, the one thing that I lived, or that I live for, because I was raised by a wonderful man, and I turned out well because so that is why libo papa bona ba sa providing, as long as banale that relationship. Now I am crying because I can't control it. I've been controlling it for 5 or almost 6 years. I've been controlling it, making sure banale relationship. Now I've lost control. It means even my boy, I cannot control the fact that his father is not going to be there. Do you understand? And all these questions that he has, sometimes I don't even know what to, as much as I'm a life coach. I was not trained to deal with such. So it hurts. So those are the things that I cry for, because I need to put on a brave face and speak to this boy when I'm dying on the inside. Because this is not the ending that I wanted. I wanted this boy to be raised by his father. That affection was there. He would lift him up, give him hugs, give him kisses. I love you. He's going to miss that. I can't buy that. I've been paying for school fees, transport, and everything else, but I cannot buy that love and that affection. I can't. So that's what I'm going through now. So thank you for this session. At least for the first time, I haven't cried alone, because I've been crying in the bathroom. I've been crying when I'm alone, but at least I've cried in a safe space. So thank you.
Hello. Are your crowns still in order?
Yes.
Yo, Tidi, your talk has made such impact in me, especially that I'm hungry. I get away to run 3 times a day. So I'm sitting in Hakai. Ke berekela 4 o'clock tea. I'm sure se tira ko phone. Yeah. But it's part of the journey. It's the queens. So the book e ba bolelang ka yona e ke ikwetseng at the age of 65. It was launched ka 2022, ne? And then after doing this, ka di struggle tsa teng, ke be ke bona gore I must empower our own children. We have children as far as Malawi, the 8 provinces of South Africa, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Egypt. There are stories in here to say, bare lori lo ojwa lo salemetse. We often say, hey, bana ba rona ba utlwele, bana ba rona di nyaope, bana ba but bana ka fa ke ba kwetse. So we are challenged as queens to say, how are you blooming in your little corner? Anyway, go tla loka. Yeah. Pile. Okay. Ke batla ka fa. Can I say to just bakanyan? Okay. Nkadula fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Please bear with me. Yes. Ya tla ke nwenyana. Thank you, me. Just talk about the butterfly. Tsa ke tsore di batlang mona. Nagana di butterfly tse nyane-nyana mo mosadi mogolo. He? Ene di ntirang. Yes. Let me say a little bit something about Karabo. Ke berekile le Stirintsi ne. Yeah, but o dira tiro. And Karabo o na le on the quieter side. Na le on the quieter side and then ke sa bereke le yena. Kwena le yena ko le ke Stirintsi se seng. A ke ngane ka bolela se ke se ratang, I'm a retired educator. A ona re ba ka nkisa ko SADU. So, ka International Literacy Day, we go with OCD ko DWT Ntate to encourage our learners, our students to say reading is important. Whether you read just this, oh, something is happening to your brain. The newspaper, the what. Bokoko ko gae. Re rata gore bokoko ba loya ka nte tlhaloganyo. It's gradually dying. Mara o ka re koko, wa itse ke eng koko mpolelle story in you are doing something on koko. Akere, because dementia is here to stay. Ga re bona ko magaeng, ha ba ibone as dementia, ba re koko wa loya. Because o tla tsoga ka 4 a.m. Ha tsoga ka 4 a.m. ena for yena ke afternoon e feng o tsamaya ka lepona ba re la mwana wa loya ke dementia. Akere ne? So after giving our presentation, then Mapula says, yes, this is the person. This is the person o ileng gore onara ko Queen's Day. Ke re o bolela ka e. Then a batse a phone, a founela Karabo. Now here am I. Ga ba invite, ke be ke re no man. Mara thakanyana ya lona ke tshidi. Ene ke utlwile ga bolela le jamona ta bolela ka bombola, a bolela ka di mustache, ka re yes, I did the right thing. A ke re wa bona ne? So Karabo, thank you so much. Mapula and the other organizers, thank you. Now, somebody very wise once told me, women are queens. I looked at this person. What does this person mean by saying women are queens? And this person continued. This person does not have a gender. The person continued to say, basadi ke bo mmangwana ba tshwara thipa ka fa mogaleng. Basadi ke moka. Do you know setlhare se ba reng ke moka? Moka ke setlhare se ileng gore throughout the year, when ka mariga tse dingwe di oma, di fofurega, di tlhotlhorega, di dirang, sona se evergreen, se ntsha borekhu, what we call gum. Yeah. So, are mosadi ke moka, onya le mariga. Meaning, even if there's nothing ko gae, mama wa tlhakantsha, re tlo bona reja. Kana ke utlweletse motho bolelang o le a bolela ka gore women are queen. Are her crown is her elegance. Look how elegant you are. Are her throne is her confidence. Ke ne ke rile ke tlo re ke batla re parading, re bone elegance ya rona, re bone confidence ya rona, mara I am restricted one day. Ke bolela ka mosadi. I am talking about your own grandmother, your great grandmother, your rakgadi. Na le rakgadi ko makgoeng. Mane, mamogolo, your sister, your daughter, are those are queens. They have royal blood in them. Ke be ke mo lebella, ke dumela, ga ke dumela, are in generations to come. I'm telling you, one day when I Laxi, you will be at a opium. Are ko opium o tlo kry-a beautiful queens. In the dream, I got the names of these people. Are di queens tse tlo kopanang le tsona, are tlo kopana le Masego a Morena, Masego a fileng kutshweu gore re sa go faditswe ka mosetsana. She's the queen. Ke sa le kutlweletse, are o re arabetswe. O re arabetswe, re ne re le mo sellong, re ne re le mo kae, a re arabela ka mosetsana yo montlentle. Ka re ke sa utlweletse gore a arabetswe, a re Ntombi, ka re Ntombi ke daughter of the Most High God. A re there's this English lady, you know, even when she smiles, Vivian, you see the, you know, go na le bo English mo go ena. A re ke mokgobo, ke letlhalerwa. Ke bolela ka dikgosigadi. A re a se ko ke kwano, go na le Dineo. Dineo tsa supileng of the Holy Spirit. Are if you are Dineo, go tama ba fa wisdom, tama ba fa knowledge, tama ba fa understanding. O Dineo kgosigadi. Are nka se le tlogele le Masiela, ke tla le tlogela le Matshidiso a magologolo, motshidisi o mogologolo Tshidi e tla nna ona o le tsamaisang. You are not orphans. A re fa Tshidi monkwe. Ke sa re kutlweletse maina la Setswana mo torong. A re o mongwe kgosigadi o kopanang le ena ko ke Sara. Ka re Sara se la dira dikgakgamatso in her old age. So I am just imagining gore kgosigadi Sara o tlo dira dikgakgamatso tse di feng in her little corner. Langelani symbolizes unity, something that we'll have to stand somewhere and make a circle to symbolize equality. Ga gona mang o mogolo ka fa, ga gona we are all queens. Today re lebetse re nna ke tsamaya ka eng, nna ke robala mo mpeteng o mo feng nna eng, se se re kopantshang, we are queens. Atla a rutla ka mogatla thelela bodiba. A re nna ke kwena a e boele bodibeng gore bokgalaletso le bona ba tsene. A re ga tsena kgalaletso, a re ga ke tsene ke le monosi, ke tsena le Amanda, because Amanda fits to be loved. Ba mmitsa Ami, ba mmitsa Ama, because she is worthy to be loved. Yes, these are tears of joy. This is what we want. ka re ke toro ke e utlwile ntate a se ntate motho ke this person toro ke e utlwile a re go na le karabo dipotso ke tse dintsi batho ba re go na le GBV batho ba re go na le depression mara karabo a re nna ke araba potso e ka ditiro karabo ra e bona fa gore we can make a difference however small in our little corners hey gota ba bagolo yanong bo mmapula bo mother of rain gata ka re before ke tswa ko mother of rain ka re e re le nna ke bolela gore ke mang wena ra ditoro wena mma ditoro e re ke itlhaletse ka re nna ke di bone ga o lebelela leina la ka lena le a ke re ne mme ga mpitsa a re ngwanaka o ke di bone ka re mme wa reng wa mpitsa ke di bone a re ngwanaka ke bone mathata a lefatshe ga ke go expecta and wena ga o tla mo lefatsheng o tlile o apesitswe ka lesira symbolizes royalty a re ngwanaka you are a queen a re lebella matsogo a gago menwana on each it is 6 because wena you have a duty to play go kuka ka these extra fingers o kuke ko sekolong o kuke ko ditronkong o kuke kae ka fa ke bua le di-queens ke shara le tsona gore leina lebe seromo leina lo le fileng was not in vain yeah
you are honored.
Kare ke sare ke maketse. Then an African woman came to my mind. Wa itse ga tla mmele ka be ka rola dibrele. Are nna ke mojaji. Queen of the rain. Nna from Bolobedu. Are nna I symbolize resilience. Nna I symbolize tenacity. Nna I symbolize strength. Nna I'm a symbol of female leadership. Today we have met go tsamaya mo legacy ya bokoko ba rona ya bo rakgadi ya bo Queen Mojaji ya bo Winnie Mandela ya bo mme ba 1956 haba one day they marching to the Union Building ba bangwe were highly expectant ba bangwe ba ne ba tsamaya ka maoto ba bangwe ba ne ba boputsi ba bangwe ba ne ba na le di blue eye mara ba re we are doing this for our country ka je ko re na le democracy re irang ka democracy e ba bomme ba rona ba ilwetseng. I want to challenge each one of you gore even if o ka ira difference mo blokong ya gago it's a big difference ko sekolong wa itse ngwana mong ga go bona a ska meme o batla homework mara a tshwanele Bombolani looking forward to meet Bombola. I be funny o ka ke monate mo feng ge ba re go tla meme ko ena a je monate o go wa Bombolani le Bombola o tla bile go tla monate byang Bagaetsho. This was my little introduction. Ke tlo kopa gore re eme ka maoto. Then ge re ema ka maoto, let's hold hands. Di kerese re tlo di tsoma after this prayer. First Chronicles chapter 4 verse 10. Actually, you can read the whole First Chronicles, especially chapter 4, because here they talk about different people. They name them, like they would say Sarah, Mapula, Karabo, but ge ba fitla mo lineng le bare, and his mother called him Jabez. This name Jabez means pain. I bore him in pain. Because I bore him in pain, I'm going to call this boy of mine Jabez. A gola mosimane, a gola, ba mo tlhalosetsa leina ke Jabez, a le bona gore ke peina. Yo, go ra gore mo ke fetang e tlabe le peine. Yo, go irang ko bolaya, go irang gore leina le borello. Then he said a prayer that I invite each one to say, make this prayer your weapon. Jabez prayed to the God of Israel, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, so that I may not cause pain. Because I am pain, let me not cause pain. Now, when God answers this person, he grants him what he requested. Aren't we serving a loving God? Yeah. Looking at the name Jabez, I looked at Kidibone. My mother has seen challenges in her life. That is why she called me Kidibone. And I appreciate this name. But I'm saying to Mommy, here are blessings unfolding in front of my eyes. Am I going to say, Kidibone, those blessings, when I see them in the present? Then I said, Mama, allow me to call myself Kidibone. Kidibone. Here it is. I see my queens. These are the blessings. Here are the blessings that I see at the age of 26. I got my matric through night school. Isn't that a blessing? Years later, the 26 became 62. I got my PhD. Hallelujah! I'm saying this to you not to boast, but to motivate you, to say, focus on your goal. When you focus on your goal, forget what they said. If I can tell you what they said while I was reading, there was this, you say you don't know the breadwinner at school. Just go to the staff room, you'll see the breadwinner with that one and only hairstyle. I didn't know fat. So let's say I had focused on that topic, on that thing. I focused on my goal. And then to appreciate these people that a breadwinner. When my daughter got the result that she has made it in her degree for chemical engineering, I bought 2 cakes and some cold drinks, and I went to the principal, Mr. Makuya. For this break, allow me to have the staff members in the staff room. Then everybody came. There was the cake, there was the goodies. Oh, for smile again. And then I said, I want to thank each one of you. Today, my daughter, who made me to be a breadwinner with that one hairstyle, with that one jacket and those pair of boots, has made it. She now has chemical engineering. And then what happens to the eyes? The person who said it. And then I said, Lord, I thank you. I thank you in the most humble way that you have allowed my daughter to become a chemical engineer. Came 2022, then 2022 I had to retire. Then when I retired, I said that the prayer of Jabez is going to be my book. You look at adversity, the betrayals that kopanang le tsona. You look at the rejections that kopanang le tsona. One rejection that is in the book, ke ne ke sena gym dress. Now when I go to the primary school, ke na go le go bana go tseniwa bo standard 5 le bo standard 6. Bo standard 6 ina ba le kana le bo obusara so. Ele dinganga so. And then rona re le ditompinyana. Then the teacher one to go standard. When the bati was wide open, the student must learn as a bantefale, ke a kokota. Kore ka kokota, teacher had come in, now o draw attention ya di dodomatsele. Then go bofelong ke be ke decide gore nna ke a tsena. Ha ke tsena ha ka para jean dress ke apere skete, a ba antshwara ka skete se. Ha antshwara ka skete, I know I don't have a sanitary pad. It's that time of the month, and then you know the panty that I had put on, it's empty, not panty. So I am fighting that this thing does not fall down. After the drama, I had to go back to my teacher to say I couldn't give him the message. This is the treatment I got. And that teacher said, my girl, go tla loka. You must work hard. One day, go tla loka. One day, go tla loka are the words that are said by my mother in the book. My mother raising 6 children, no husband. Why no husband? It will be a story for another day. But a re bana ba ka nna ke buile ka standard 2. Mara ke kopa re lona le tshwareleng ka thuto. Go tla loka tatsi le lengwe. A re ga fetsa re bolela opposite direction, ba rekisa mmidi, he mmidi o bidile ba latlhela mo dustbin. O tsa mmidi o le wa o tlhatswa wa fofura o tshela mafura ka mo gare ga oven. Monate. Sure. That is the adversity that re kopaneng le tsona. One of the adversities e ke batlang go draw attention mo go lona ke gore in 1998 we were studying for our B.Ed. Re kopana ko different homes. Ha re kopana ko different homes, it was my turn gore re ka kopana ko Unit 8 where I stayed. Now this person, the husband says, I will take you there. Kanti, he wants to take her there so that I bona gore khale ke batlo bola motho ke sa phomelle. Mara ha ka tsana ka mo ntlong ka mole, they will be trapped. I know what I can do. But rona ha re itse a kere ne. The whole day the lady una a bereka ke mala. Asaje asareng. Kanti wena wa itse gore what is happening between ena le husband ya gagwe. Then came 8 o'clock, like are robale. I know my husband I cannot like 11 o'clock. Ha tla ke tla pula and then ka tsama. Ka mo fa di pajama 5 to 11, switch off the light, say our little prayer, and then we slept. Hardly into 11 o'clock, then we had a shot. Somebody wa shooter ka stuna ke. Ha a shooter ba light mabane ale. Let's go back to Mashata. In Zulu. What would they say, Tidi? Yes. How about let's go back to Mashata? And then the other one, the other lady, and then they make sure, okay, the owner of the house are the opposite direction, this one. The second question, how many are you in the house? Sibabili, same thing. Who's at the back rooms? Oh, ke bontle my sister ke nna le ena. Ha ke itse nna ke mvakachi. Those were her last words, and then the second one. Kwah. Now, they come to me. They have my handbag. Who is this person? The name. You know, with this technologies, let me not say my name. Give us the pin. You know, as tuna. Very cold. I'm very, very hot. I don't know what he's talking about. But usually this person, this person is gasping. Then the next thing, it was my turn. He shot me here, and the bullet just lodged in. It couldn't go out, but the bone was shattered. Hence, you see this scar. The scar here, they had to cut and put on a steel pin so that they can balance my arm. And the doctor said, we are not going to fiddle with the nerve. Supposing the bullet has landed on the nerve, it's going to cause your hand, your arm to be uncontrollable. But at that moment, I said, Lord, thank you. You saved me for a reason. Sorry. That is the first part that I had when I wrote this book. This is my present chapter 10. So, when COVID came, it's another adversity. See what happens during this adversity. We are not going to work, we cannot go to the shops. And I said, this is the right time for me to write the book. So I have learned to take positives out of negatives. At that moment, I started doing the garden. Right now, you'll be surprised. I eat rosemary from the garden. I have bay leaf. I have spinach. I have chili. One day I'll be selling to you. Believe it or not. Because I am a queen. My PhD journey. Here is a supervisor. What happened? It's yet another story for another day. Mara tshwanetse re kopane gape. Wa bona hone nka bona re batho ba tswere ke tlala batho ba gopotse tsela ba re ke di tshwara so. Mara go bofelong ke be ke re my goal is to get PhD. This person is a professor, and then o batla gore ke ngale. I would submit a chapter and he would say, put it there. When I go to this office after 3 months, where I put it, it is still there. Mara ke be ke re, what can I do? Then I'm Catholic. So every time I would sing Me Maria. Me Maria dumela, o tletse gracia. Me Maria ke a go tsamaya le nna. Nne ke tsana kwale ka di tactics tsa hae. O bona e le goreng. Akere go bofelong I got my PhD. This reminds me of a story of go na le dinonyane tse ding ba re ke geese. Goose ele e one, geese te dintsi da ditsi. Ka Setswana ba di bitsa difudi. Di geese tse, they wanted to move from Ga-Rankuwa di ya ko Limpopo. So this goose, it's very sticky. The other goose, it's very sticky. Akere sticky se ta protruta so akere ne? Now, di palla ke gore di kopanya so. E bo go tla a frog. Wow, let me be in the middle, and then nna ke tla tshwara those sticks. It's in the middle akere. Sticky, frog ya tshwara. Fofa. Hanse di fofa. Yo, batho ba ntse ba re, wow, what a noble idea. Oh, this is beautiful. Who came with this noble idea? What's up, Puja? I can't want to tell you. Who came with this noble idea? The frog said, I. And then what happened? Hey, tele di a tswella pele ka di sticky tsa bona. Mara, ya re ruta gore mo bophelong, me, myself, and I. E berekise minimally. Ke nna ha nke be ke se teng, you know, bana baka, you know, diaparo tsaka wa itse ke tsamaya ka eng wena ha itse. No, use that minimally and o berekise team approach. Ka re mo team approach ha gona I, ke together each achieves more. Ka that approach ke be ke re nna motho e ke mo file dilo and then a ba di tsaisa ko morago ke itse gore ke reng ke tlo lefa o no lebella se o se lebellang ne o se lebella ka tlhaloganyo ya gore kana go na le di-prizes lona fa lebellang fa and then lona a ye ko khoneng kwa and then a ye ko botshidi kwa la kere ga o seno bona shera le ba bang a kere I'm doing this ka mabaka a two. I want to motivate you to say whatever, like program ya ka jeko in 10 years to come o tlo bolella bana ba gago gore wena ka di 19 tsa October o no o le queen a re latlhe selo newspaper cuttings journal wa reflector. This is 1 and this is 2. O ska bala story no batla di highlight fela o ise ko omong yalo and then ke be ke re alright re ke le fence baka mama a ke batle le bala ke batla fela le maybe ka gongwe let me rush to the ladies e kae ladies ke tla ya iko kae okay somebody is ko godimo. I'm looking at it's saying women building resilience women building resilience through a needle and a thread. Can I reply 2 birds with 1 stone? So how lebella this building resilience? It's about Mapula embroidery project co Sisters of Mercy. Ke berekile le bo mmebale. Some of them cannot read, cannot write, but they do wonderful work ya embroidery. And you know gantse ba tlhatlhamolla ba roka a tlhatlhamolla, that is where I saw their resilience. That is why ke rile women building resilience through a needle and a thread. And then here I said empowered, it's actually a magazine wako Unisa bare empowered women empower women. Why do empowered women empower women? It is because when you educate a woman, you educate the nation. I get it. Okay. And it can go on and on and on and on. But now, my way of working is like karabalo ka timela le bone for go beli fifi ka fa for 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, then it come with your lighter. Okay. So here we are. Mapula is lighting a candle, my candle. Look at the lighting. How much does Mapula give of my candle? Uluzita in can lightela. A candle loses nothing by lighting another. Can you light your candle and give the other one to light? And let's see what happens after the lightile. And then when we light, does the blue contaminate my white? It's only the light to the other one. But what about light lembakai? Maybe but what light can we come over this side? Where's Mapula? So you can see, but now the little light, then what happens? It becomes a bigger light. Hence, light a candle where you are in your little corner, light a candle. And know that a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. That is how I operate as a queen. Mapula will tell you. Have you seen the organization of my pockets? This is the organization I have instilled in my teachers at Abet to say your work must be organized and your student will take you seriously. Thank you. Can we switch them off? Thank you.
Wow. Yeah.
An alternative way of overcoming the challenge. I could have said, but this right hand, I'm grateful I can still wash myself, I can cook for myself when other people do not have both arms. So bullet, but I'm grateful because I can use my arm. So for that, can we clap hands to the Lord? Maybe ke pause go jewe ne ke tla feleletsa morago ke continue dijo tseno ke di bea kae tla ke di bea mo dibukeng mme mpiele mo dibukeng ke batla bolela le lo bea mo
Can you please wait for buffet?
A queen just hunter prepare these things prepare to honor queens ke na le mme nthusa go gaine wa lwala ya no bolwetse bo setse wa itsikeng ile matepenyana a bo princess nyana and then ke shara le tshidi here is my dilemma tshidi are peno mama o tlo ya ko honoring queens o na le molwetse ka re tshidi I'm not going to surround myself with a negative energy ke ya go di queen ke tla boa ke bona bolwetse ga ke boa the princess says she wants Prince Charming to come along and sweep off her feet. I wanna bombola le bombolani ukareneli princess. Yes. Now we have Chidi, the queen. Now the queen just proclaims, now this is who I am. Now I am there to reach out to the community to make a difference. That's the queen. Queen Mujaji, o summarize gore queen ke mang. O emela bo queen ba gae. O nagane gore in the African culture go na le patriarchy ne. Patriarchy ba tla botsang gore mosadi tshweni o jiwa mabogo. Mara ena o ilwetse taba ya gae gore nna I am of royal blood and I'm going to lead my people like ne. Okay. Ere ke feleletse fa. But the princesses, they lack appreciation and gratitude. You must untekele koko untshwanetse untekele ditekise koko ke batlo ya saloon o ya saloon ka je ko ka moso wa tlhatlhamolla because koko is ke mogatsa solkes na ke princess akere ne mara the queen are I am blessed and I want to create more. Don't you see Karabo in that? Don't you see the organizers of this event in that? I am blessed and I want to create more. Princess Ari, it's all about me. Me, myself, and I. Mara the Queen Ari, how many can I help? Wena manager, why batho ba bantsi mo di creating? Huh? Wena magwinya a le ke file o mo feng. Wa bona ne? So, what is interesting about the princess energy and the queen energy ke gore in us go na le mo gongwe princess wa ganella ne? Yes. Ganella ne? But a re se ra dumelang gore princess a overcome bo queen ba rona because this crown e tlhalosa elegance ya rona and the throne ya rona ke eng? Ke confidence. We are empowered and we must empower other women. Other women ha ke bolele ka ba ba tseneng sekolo fela le ba ba tshamekang dikarata ba le ba tsubang eng le ba reng empower them. After this ke ba tlobolela ka queen mara tla ke tseng stamina nyana ne. Thank you. Atamisa naka.
Yeah.
Ke tse dintsi nka se di fetse.
Hi, my name is Tsidi Mungwe, the author of a book titled Prison Love. I'm also a relationship and wellness coach, NLP practitioner, inspirational speaker, as well as a mentor to fellow authors. I wrote a book about my relationship with a man who was incarcerated. We were in a relationship for 4 years while he was in prison. It was the best 4 years of my life. He treated me like a queen with love, respect, and tenderness. You know, he had all the bandages that I was longing for. We stayed together for 4.5 years while he was in prison. We even got engaged while he was there. You know, I was looking forward to seeing this man in action when he comes out of prison, because if he could treat me like a queen from behind bars, I mean, what more once he's out of prison? So I couldn't wait to see him in action. Unfortunately, when he stepped out of prison, all hell broke loose. The man who was consistent in loving me from a prison cell became consistent in hating me as if he had a score to settle. So when I thought it was a beginning of a meaningful life, it is actually the beginning of the end. So that is my story. And I hope from my story, women, not only women who are in prison relationships, women generally can learn the importance of fixing their internal environment. Because when your internal environment is clean, you make sound decisions and sound choices. You are also mindful of who and what comes into your life. You know, we often hear people talking about brokenness, but what is brokenness? When you are broken, it means your internal environment is unclean. So that is where it starts. It's an inside job. Happiness is an inside job. You may not have fallen in love with a prisoner, but you may be trapped in a toxic relationship, a toxic marriage. You may be a prisoner in your own home, in that beautiful car, wherever you are, where you feel like you can't be yourself anymore, you are trapped. It means you are a prisoner and you've imprisoned yourself willingly, and you are the only one who can free yourself. As you can see on this picture, I'm holding on to handcuffs. They symbolize the prison that I put myself into willingly. It means that I had the key to unlock the prison and walk out. But I insisted on staying in this prison. Instead of looking for reasons to leave the relationship, I looked for reasons to stay in the relationship. And also to those women who often call men trash, I think we need to revisit the mirror. Men are not trash. We are the ones who don't make sound decisions and choices. So when you are making decisions from a sound mind, you'll be mindful of who comes into your life. Thank you.
Good evening. As I mentioned earlier, that I will be hosting an event about honoring the queens. The outcome of the event was very successful. What we have experienced inside there, it was a God-given appointment. Everything that was said in the event, we have grown as women. We have been motivated. The inspiration in there, it was very intimate and small, And indeed, the environment, it was very conducive for all of us to connect, to uphold everything that we were going through as queens. We shared a lot, emotions were there. I strongly believe that this event was very successful, and we're still looking forward to the upcoming events. I have learned a lot from my mother queen, the two main guest speakers that were there, Dr. Lexi Mokoena and our beloved Queen Tidi Mongwe, the author of Praise and Love. That woman is very powerful. Her story has inspired us as women, to show us that as women we must search ourselves, fix ourselves, search from within, make sure that we find happiness from within. We must never look or expect happiness from other people. I can speak on and on and on about her. As for Dr. Lexi Mokoena, that woman, she empowers us. The fact that she has obtained her PhD at the age of 67, that tells us, when you want to achieve in life, age, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is what you do. I'm so amazed. I'm still looking forward for other events that are coming, and let us continue to fix each other's crowns as queens. Thank you very much.